Well, some of it is just a matter of money and planning. We don't have good planning and we don't have enough money in the system. And we should budget up front. This should be part of our must-pass budget, is taking care of our veterans. We can't spend whatever it is we want on the war and not spend whatever it is that's needed for our veterans. That's all part of the same obligation that we have. All right, that's point number one. Point number two is that some of what we need to do in the VA is just increasing efficiency. I'll give you a very specific example. Part of the reason your husband had to wait is because we still don't have medical records that are electronic, so that they are transmitted immediately from DOD to the VA in an instant, so that right away people have the information they need to make evaluations on disabilities, and we don't have enough claims evaluators. Well, that's my point. You shouldn't have to mail your medical records. They should have to keep them on a computer, and they just tap a button and it gets sent to the VA. But that's just a simple example. That is a simple example of the kinds of basic stuff that is being done in the private sector that still hasn't been done by the VA. And we need to budget and do it. The third point I want to make is part of this has to do with an attitude about how we treat our veterans. Let me give you a very specific example. It doesn't have to do with health care. It has to do with education benefits. We just had a vote on the GI Bill for the 21st century. And my grandfather, when he fought in World War II, my grandfather came home and the government paid for all of his college education. These days, the GI benefit is a fraction of that. It does not provide all the benefits that you need to get a college degree. So Jim Webb, Senator from Virginia, sponsored a bill, bipartisan bill. Chuck Hagel from Nebraska, a Republican, co-sponsored it. I was one of the sponsors and supporters of the bill to make sure that we increase the benefit for the GI Bill. And it passed overwhelmingly. But let me tell you, George Bush has threatened a veto, and you know who else is opposed is John McCain. Now, the reason that they say they are opposed is because they think if the benefit is too generous, then too many people will not re-up. They will actually go get a college education instead. I'm serious. This is the argument. They're saying that we would lose about 16% of our armed forces because they take advantage of this GI benefit. Well, my attitude is, you don't try to maintain a strong military by being stingy on veterans benefits. In fact, the studies show that we probably get an additional 16% signing up in the first place because they saw a more generous benefit. This is a disagreement I have with John McCain. And let me tell you, I just want to tell you, when I said I disagreed with John McCain on this, he sent out a letter saying, I don't have to listen to somebody who never served in our military. That was his argument. That's not an argument. I mean, that's not how you want a president to be making decisions. If he's got a better reason for why he doesn't believe in this GI Bill, then he should say so. I think he's wrong on this. And I think the American people think that he's wrong, and George Bush is wrong. And if George Bush vetoes that GI Bill, I want the Congress, I want the House, and the Senate to override that veto so that our veterans are getting the services that they need. Guys, remember, I promised I wouldn't be able to get to every single one. I've got only time for one more, and I think we got to get the next generation in here. This young man right back there. It's a guy's turn. That's you. Yeah, don't believe it. What, do you think you're some old guy or something? I'm talking about you.
Senator Obama, lately, well not lately, but in the past we've heard a lot about immigration problems. And I was wondering what you would do about our immigration problems, because doesn't everyone in America deserve, well, everyone outside of America deserve to come to America and have the freedoms of being in America?
First of all, what's your name? What's your name?
I'm Stephen Cady, and I go to school in Spearfish, South Dakota.
Yeah, what grade are you in?
I just got done 7th grade, so I'll be going into 8th.
Going to 8? You seem like a pretty sharp guy. You want to go into politics?
I actually want to go into film.
Film?